All right, let's dive into something pretty cool today. We're going to deconstruct how an institution, SNS, took its strategic plan, one of those documents that are usually super dense and easy to forget, and turned it into this amazing, powerful story called The Journey of a Spark. We're going to see exactly how they pulled it off.
I mean, really think about that for a second. How do you get a whole community, students, staff, everybody, genuinely excited about a 5-year plan? You could just, email out a boring PDF, or you could do what SNS did. You could tell a story that makes everyone feel like they're the hero of the adventure that's coming.
And that right there is the secret sauce. This whole thing isn't just about a roadmap. It's about using a narrative to give a dry strategy a real soul. Let's be honest, our brains are wired for stories, not spreadsheets. So we're going to break down how they tapped into that step by step. Every great story, whether it's an ancient myth or the latest blockbuster, kind of follows the same pattern, the hero's journey. And where does it always begin? With the call to adventure. For SNS, that adventure kicks off with one simple but incredibly powerful idea, the spark. Okay, so this is where it gets really clever. Look at how they translated these big corporate-sounding concepts into characters you can actually connect with. You've got Arav, the student who represents people. His mentor, Dr. Mira, she embodies the process. The spark, well, that's innovation and growth. And the whole framework of the institution is pictured as this giant SNS tree. It's just a brilliant way to make abstract ideas feel real. This one line just sets the whole tone, doesn't it? It's so inspirational and anyone can relate to it. It immediately shifts the focus from the institution itself to the individual, to the potential that exists inside every single person there. The journey starts with a person and their idea. So, here's what you gotta get. The spark isn't just some nifty logo. In this story, it's the actual raw material for all progress. It's that flash of curiosity in a student's brain, that moment of what if in a lab. It is the absolute beginning of everything that's going to happen next. But here's the thing about a spark. On its own, it can fizzle out so easily, right? It has to be caught, it has to be nurtured, and it needs some guidance. And this is where the story brings in its structure. It's kind of the second act of our journey. We meet the mentor, and we start to understand the process. And there she is, Dr. Mira. She is the voice of wisdom for the institution, and her words here are so key. Innovation isn't magic. This line totally grounds the story. It tells you that creativity isn't just for a few lucky people. It's a skill you can learn and a system you can actually follow. So what is this system? It's the 3P approach. So simple, but so powerful. It all starts with people. They're the source of the spark. Then it moves through a structured process. Think of things like mentorship programs or innovation labs to refine that spark. And where does it all lead? To performance, a result you can see, something that makes a real impact. It's this super clear path from a tiny idea to a tangible reality. And this slide just lays out that whole transformation perfectly. On one side, you have the raw, untapped potential of one person's curiosity. And on the other, you've got this big, collaborative success. The bridge that gets you from one side to the other, that's the structured process, guided by the 3 Ps. It's all about turning, hey, I have an idea, into look at the impact we made together. Well, a great process can't just float in thin air, right? It needs a solid foundation to stand on, some fertile ground where it can actually grow. And this is where the story connects everything back to the core strategy of the institution itself. So here they are, the 5 core areas that SNS is all about. You've got academics, research, innovation, entrepreneurship, and social responsibility. But they're not just departments on a website. In this story, they are the very ground that everything else grows out of. And there it is. The metaphor just clicks into place, doesn't it? The 5 pillars aren't just a boring list. They are the deep, strong roots of the SNS tree, giving stability and nourishment to every single spark that wants to grow. It's such a powerful, living image for a strategic plan. So now we get to the climax of the story. This is the moment where everything we've talked about, the spark, the process, the foundation, it all comes together. This is the big transformation. The whole point of this entire roadmap is to get to a state they call 3P alignment. And it's not just a buzzword. It's that sweet spot where the people with the ideas, the process that guides them, and the performance they achieve are all working in perfect sync. You can think of it like the engine of the whole system just firing on all cylinders. Man, I just love this line. It suggests that success isn't something you just hope for, it's something you design. If you build an ecosystem where purpose and process are totally aligned, then high performance just becomes the natural, expected result. It's a huge shift from chasing success to building a system that just generates it.
And this is what it all leads to. The ultimate vision that their story paints is of a whole community that's been transformed, where innovation and this shared purpose connects absolutely everyone.
And it all boils down to the institution's official tagline. After going on this whole journey, innovating life doesn't just sound like a marketing slogan anymore, does it? It feels earned. It's the perfect, concise summary of the entire story we just went through. And the story ends by bringing us back to our hero, Araf. But listen to how his final words totally shift the focus. He says it's no longer his journey, it's our roadmap. This is brilliant because it pulls everyone in the audience right into the story, making them a part of this shared future. And that's really the heart of it all. SNS didn't just hand out a list of goals. They created a world with characters and metaphors and a clear story. And that is so effective, because a story can bypass all our analytical thinking and connect with us on an emotional level. It makes the strategy impossible to forget, easy to share, and, most importantly, it makes you want to act on it. So I'll leave you with this question. Whether you're thinking about your company, your team, or even just your own personal goals, remember this: a list of objectives is just a list. But a story can change absolutely everything. So what story are you building?